My name is Joyce Marin, and I'm with Renew Lehigh Valley, and we are here today with the Lehigh Valley Food Policy Council, and thank you so much for coming. We're here to talk about food. And this is the poster that may have found its way to you and why you came. Thank you, Holly Ettinger, who designed the first version of it. You may be here because you heard there was free lunch. And a big thank you to our farmers and to Sodexo and to Lynn with the Nurture Nature Center who helped connect the two. There's a long list of great local food here. The most impressive thing I learned was that the bread was made with flour that was locally milled. And it's so delicious, and we had a whole team of people, Bob and John and some other people at Sodexo that really made this happen. And so I would just encourage all of you, when you are the customer, when you are purchasing food, catering, whatever, ask for local, because we did ask them to stretch and they rose to the occasion. And thank you to Sam Adams. We have Stephanie. Stephanie, would you please stand? Stephanie Nieves Sanchez is the reason this lunch is free. Stephanie works with Samuel Adams, and they have a philanthropic mission which is consistent with much of what we're doing with the Food Policy Council. It's called Brewing the American Dream, and it supports entrepreneurship in food and beverage operations. We're not going to talk about it a lot now, but in future meetings there'll be more about that. So why are we here? I've been told never to say the words Envision Lehigh Valley again. So Envision Lehigh Valley is dead, long live Envision Lehigh Valley. This was the $3.4 million, 3-year HUD Sustainability Planning Initiative. Holly Ettinger led that charge. We had a 14-member consortium, and we ended up with a lot of plans. And one of the plans we ended up with, and thank you, Lynn, I actually have a physical copy of it. But everybody else, up until now, up until today, I did not. Lynn Pryor wrote this, and Lynn, could you stand, please, just so people can know? The food report, please applaud. This report has a lot of integrity. She went to a lot of experts in the region. And there are a ton of great ideas. And so we are here today. This report is online. The Envision Lehigh Valley website is still live. And under documents, you can still find this. So I encourage you all, if you haven't read it, to print it out, access it. You don't have to print it out. But just keep looking. There are so many great ideas in there, which is how we got these 10 table discussions. So from that report, last December, actually in November, Holly pulled people together who had an interest in the food report, and we created the founders team, and we are the ants that have been carrying this apple. So if I could, and I asked, and I actually don't know how many of them agreed to do this, but I asked them to find a statistic that motivates them to being on this, with this team. So Jessica Dokachev with Northampton County, could you stand? Why are you here?
I am here because supporting the Lehigh Valley agriculture-related industries fosters economic growth, creates jobs, and expands opportunities for entrepreneurship. And that's what community and economic development is all about.
Great. Holly is chewing here. Holly, who was with LVDC but is now with Sacred Heart Hospital.
I don't really have the facts, but, we've lost quite a bit of farmland over the last few decades here in Lehigh Valley, and as someone who grew up here and now lives here, I like the way that looks, the way you can get to an apple orchard in 15 minutes with your kids in the fall. And to that end, though, I am a city girl, so I, want to see us keep farmland and have healthy cities. So that will be nice.
All of us could probably go on for half an hour, but I just asked everyone for one sentence. So Mark Riddle with United Way.
Well, 80,000 people in the Lehigh Valley are food insecure, so that's our statistic. United Way is interested in reducing that amount by 50% by 2022. So that's impacting 40,000 people in the next 8 years. So that's a big goal, and I'm glad that we're all here to work on it.
Janet and I with CACLB. And Second Harvest Food Bank.
Yes, I'm with the Second Harvest Food Bank, which is Program Food Bank, the Action Committee of the Lehigh Valley. 70,000 people are served by our food bank every month. That's in a 6-county area, but 70,000 people is a lot of people. We need to figure out how to shorten that line.
Thank you. And Ross Marcus, the Deputy Executive Director of the CACLB.
And as a tangent to Janet's comment, we distribute over 7 million pounds of food a year. The great part is that the food is available. The sad part is that it's needed. So how, again, picking up on Janet's comment, how do we eliminate that need?
Virginia Haas with Lehigh County.
Thank you.
And taken right from the food report, there are 8 Lehigh Valley local locations experiencing limited food access. That really is an important thing, that we can all work together and get healthy foods to those that are in need. And I like the idea of doing more urban gardens, community gardens, things of that nature. And to mirror Jessica's remarks, bringing the economic development piece is very important to Lehigh County as well.
And Norberto Dominguez, now I have two. Norberto Dominguez is also CACLB. He is the Jordan Heights Manager, Revitalization Manager. Roberto, why are you here?
I'm here because I believe in integrating the environmental restoration, community activism, social interactions, cultural expression, food security, societal stewardship, participating in civic life, and learning as an acquisition of content by individuals. That are all things that happen when you come together as a community and create urban gardens.
Roberto has a really exciting idea about urban gardens, and we're going to hear more about that later in the year. Okay, and now Cynthia James from the Rodale Institute.
Hi, I'm here today and with this group because we'd like to increase access, production, and new organic farmers in the Lehigh Valley to protect our natural resources and our health of our community. And
Now Andy Rowan with 7th Generation Charter School.
I'm here because to me, creating a local food system is about sustaining people, our bodies, and also our independence, and it's about empowerment. It's also about sustaining the earth and our resources, and the other benefit is the economic piece that really needs to be more stabilized, and localization helps that too.
Thank you. And Julie Thomases, board member with Renew Lehigh Valley.
This is directly from the food report. If residents spent just $10 more on locally grown food, nearly $100 million in economic activity would be generated annually, providing jobs, business incubation and expansion, and economic growth for our local farms, businesses, and services providers. That's why I'm here.
And Ben Cohen with Lafayette College.
Hi, I don't have a specific statistic. I'm here as a scholar who studies the history and the ethics of industrial agriculture with a great interest in developing a renewed agrarian philosophy so that we live among the earth and nourish both the land and our bodies through more local organic food.
Thank you. And now we've heard from everyone except the food waste table. I didn't have a founders team member. Oh, and the very famous Lynn Pryor, writer of the food report.
I'd like to start by saying another big thank you to Chef John Middleton and the whole Sodexo team. Because they did go above and beyond, and to me, this is what it's all about, getting foods from our local farms onto the table. So my statistic is that we're spending $1.7 billion on food every year, and we get to choose where that money goes. We can send it off to foreign corporations, or we can keep it here invested in the Lehigh Valley. So it's a simple concept, but it can have a huge impact on the Lehigh Valley.
So thank you, everyone from the founders team. And going on, little history, we were here last month. Raise your hand if you were in the room last month. Okay, great. And just raise your hand if you were not in the room, because it looks like everybody was. But no, we still have, oh look, we still have a lot of new people, so welcome. Mark Riddle framed that conversation, and we realized that there was real passion for this topic. Who are we and why are we here? On the back of the table identifier are the logos of all the founders team members. And you can see that it's a diverse group. We basically divide into one of two categories. One that's about growing the local food economy. The other is in food insecurity. So one is more for people who have food or the dollars to buy it, and the other is for those people who don't. So as you think through these conversations, we in the first half of this year are going to be dealing with the first part of this conversation, and then we're hoping in the latter half of the year, we're going to be dealing with the second part of the conversation. We heard recently that Bottom Dollar was closing their stores and then they went dark, and that causes food deserts. So that's one of the food insecurity issues. Last night in Easton was a screening of a movie that I hear is going to be screened in Allentown sometime in the future, Growing Cities, and it's about urban gardening, urban farming, ways to bring back our cities. So that is an important issue. Renew Lehigh Valley, we care a lot about save our land, save our towns, save our land piece. Dave Lobach said, when I see leapfrog development, it doesn't make sense to me. We're losing farmland forever. Do you know how long that is? We have some of the most fertile farmland in the country, and it's underneath increasingly warehouses. That's one of the reasons we're here. And then the fresh food angle, that it's healthy. So we just want more of it. And so we are working all those envision ideas from ideas to actions, and we want to hear from you. So there's going to be, the next thing on the agenda is that part where you get to talk. A big thank you to our table hosts, who are mostly founders team members. And then the resources. We found some local people in the community that know something professionally about the topics we're discussing, and we want them to inform the conversation, tell us the history. And then after today, okay, actually, let me go back a little bit. On the wall, we have both the agenda, so I have 1 minute to wrap it up, and then the questions. And so the questions are, what's the history of this topic? Secondly, where are the gaps? What are the challenges? Third, what are the resources that we have? And fourth, what is the one thing everybody at the table can get behind in the next 12 months? And at the end, the table hosts are going to report back to us. And we'll have 10 ideas that we can move forward with, informed by people who really know what's going on. So, whoops, went back, sorry. So what do we do next? Well, Tom Morose, wave Tom, with the help of the Alliance for Sustainable Communities, has established a virtual salon, a place that we can network, connect, collaborate, share information, and it's called the Sustainability Commons. If you are already registered on this, raise your hand. Okay.
I just want to say I sent out a bunch of invitations this morning to people that have registered, so you'll see an invitation to join it in your email box. And if you don't see that, haven't seen me or Peter Brownfield, I think Mark is here.
So that's a way that we can stay connected on these topics as we continue to move forward. With that, I will turn it over to you, and we will be talking for the next hour. And then we're going to hear in 20 minutes from the table hosts, and then we'll wrap it up and go home. So thank you so much. Oh. Oh, let me say this, yes. There is paper on your table. We encourage you, we will transcribe what you write on the paper on the table. So if you're passionate about something with the markers, use them. We need one person though from the table to take notes. So that's why there's the pad. Thank you.